only thing we had from the game, Mooney went in, reported some nausea, went through checked him out on everything, ended up being all right, though. So go ahead.
What happened with Jordan Mason at the beginning of the game?
The guy, I didn't get to see it, but the guy got tripped up and went low on him. I think he got more scared than anything. Thought it was going to be his knee for a little bit, and by the time he jogged off and told me, and they came back like 5 seconds later, said he was all right.
When you said Mooney got checked out for everything, you mean like concussion?
Well, yeah, he just told us that he was feeling nauseous, and so once he told us that with what happened last week, we sent him into the doctor, so they went through all that stuff, and he ended up being fine.
You said he came in with a hamstring. Did Davis Price play ahead of him just because he was a little banged up?
Yes, just these last couple days, just his hammy being tight, not being sure if he was going to be able to go until yesterday, so we just switched the order of the two.
We ask about most all the time, but what's it like as a head coach to have a guy you just know is going to make plays?
It's awesome. Who are you talking about? Oh, okay. I didn't hear the first part. Oh yeah, I was like, it's great. It's a lot better than when you don't feel like anyone is. That's not fun in that situation. And to have Nick on defense is great. We got so many players out there, but always when you have a pass rusher who's as good as Nick, those are the guys who have the best way to change the game. On that last drive, it's so hard for me because I got to do my job and take them out. And I know he's going to look at me right away when I do that because he wants to keep adding up his sacks, but had to do that for the Niners. Yeah.
2-point sacks counted as official sacks.
I know he will. So, I mean, he works at that hard, so I'm good with all that. I know he could have got more if we left him in on the last drive, but I'm just good to know. I'm just glad that we know for sure we have him next week.
What was Brock able to do this week that he couldn't do in Seattle, just physically with his injury?
Just going into the game, I mean, we were allowed to call. I thought I could call keepers both ways. If there was a sneak opportunity, felt all right with that. Besides that, it was about the same, though.
Was the zip affected at all, just his ability to throw deep down the field or anything
I think he's definitely not 100%. So, yeah, I think it affects him a little bit.
What's it like to have Kittle playing at this level this late in the season? Because he plays so hard that sometimes toward the end of the year he might be a little worn down, but it don't look like it now.
No, I mean, he started out the beginning of the year a little banged up, training camp. Early in the year, took him a little time to come back and just get back in football shape. But he's playing great right now in the run and pass game, and it was awesome to get him some balls. And even the one he intercepted from Ray was pretty cool too.
In the first drive, or early in the game, you guys go for it down there in the 10-yard line, as was, and then late in the game, you go for it again on 4th and 3. Was there something about this game that you wanted to be more aggressive, or it's just those circumstances?
No, I thought we should have got him in the 3rd and 1. I'll see the film. My heart thought we should have got it. And then I felt good about the next play too. So we thought we could get it, like the look and stuff. We just came up short. There at the end of the game, it was just more, what was the difference between 13? And I think it was, what was it at the time? 13 or 10? Yeah, so it was still going to be a 2-score game, and once I had a little more time to think about it. Actually, once I sent the field goal team on, it hit me. Fortunately, I had another timeout, so used that and thought of a play to run on 4th and 3.
You mentioned the one Kittle took from Ray McCloud. Who was that supposed to go to?
Ray. Yeah.
Busted route?
Yes. I mean, Kittle's supposed to go across the field. Ray's supposed to run a post. The middle of the field was wide open. And Kittle's just natural reaction was to go to wide open spots, and I think that's probably why Brock hesitated a quick sec, because it just looked weird with 2 guys there, but he still let it rip, and I'm just glad that Ray didn't try to intercept it from him at that time.
That run by Ray, I think in the 71-yard one, is that the same play that you would have set up for Deebo, or is it slightly different with him in there?
No, it's the exact same. It's in our dead series. It was fun to install it because I could mess with Deebo last night when I was in the opener. So when I installed it, I said knowing Deebo was in the back, this run's looked bad all year, but now we got the right guy on it, so I have a feeling this is going to score. And I was definitely being sarcastic, but it was really fun to look for Deebo when it did hit like that. So
his reaction?
He's like, they look surprised. I'm like, yeah, it's a lot more fun when you don't motion, and I watch 11 guys run over there to play you. They'll probably start doing that for Ray though too now.
Are you impressed how much attention Christian McCaffrey draws, so that opens up how everybody else on the offense?
Yes, and that's what we expect to. So I hope it's like that. It's been like that, and I think it should be like that. He does so many good things, and when he does have some good looks, he's pretty automatic on it, and that's why teams got to make sure he gets as few good looks as possible, and that helps out everyone else. And we got a lot of guys like that, so that's what helps everybody with each person.
Nick Bosa always gets a ton of credit. It seems like Jordan Willis also had a really good game. What did you see from Jordan today?
I agree. I saw him every time. I noticed him a bunch, even there at the end. Jordan, he's you're not going to hear him talk very much. He's our silent assassin. But you guys saw how he stepped up for us last year, and he has his games, and I messed with him earlier, but I feel like December is usually his time of year, December, January.
Drake Jackson was down today. Was that partly because Willis was playing so well, or?
No, that was truly because of just who we were playing. We usually have 5 edge guys up, 4 inside guys, and we had a feeling they were going to really try to run the ball. They're number 1 in the league in time of possession. That's why they have a real good formula to us. And knowing Kinlaw was up, we didn't want to play too many plays. We had to be careful that if someone did go down, we didn't want Armstead to have to take too much. So I made the decision to go with 5 D linemen, inside guys, which we had to pick one of the guys to be less on the outside. And Drake lost to Jordan because of special teams.
Can you take us through the second Kittle touchdown, the one designed for Kittle? It seemed like they had a blitz coming. Does Brock check into that play when he sees the
No, it was the same one that we ran earlier in the game where we called one to McCaffrey, and they were blitzed, and Brock had to run, and I think he just ditched it. I think it was the first third down or second third down in the first quarter. It was the same play. We changed the protection a little bit so he could hold on a little bit more, but they ended up bringing 0. So he's got 3 quick throws on that. He's got Christian, he's got Kittle, and he had whoever was on the outside. I think it was Jawan on the way outside to the left, but he's got to make it fast, and he was stuck with George pre-snap leverage and hung in there, put the ball where it had to be, and George made a hell of a catch.
Do you see defenses playing you guys much differently than they did when you guys had Jimmy at quarterback?
No, not really. I think it's pretty similar.
All the players have said that Purdy stepped in and kind of without missing a beat. Now that he's 4 weeks in, really 3 starts in, is there more of a comfort level in terms of the other players and kind of his command of the playbook now?
Yeah, definitely. I think they always knew he had command from the beginning, but once you go through these weeks, it's not just the games, but also just getting used to how he is on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the whole routine of the week, meetings, everything, him starting to talk to guys. They get more used to the guy, and it's been fun.
You have your tell the truth meetings when you go over this game. How much will you be dealing with the short field goals?
Oh, a ton. I felt bad. I was frustrated after the game. But our guys played pretty well too, so I had mixed emotions. I think I'm a perfectionist, as the coach should be, but I was real frustrated in the first half. I thought we came out and played great on defense. I thought we were doing pretty good on offense too. I thought we had some penalties that really hurt us down there in the first half. I thought we had that drop that really hurt us in the first half. Just a couple things where I really believe it should have been 21-0 in the first half coming in. Defense played well, and then after we had that turnover that we gave to them, then they made a couple mistakes that allowed them to get 7. So to be in there 7-7 at halftime, I was frustrated. Come out, I thought it was great. We had 2 explosive drives. I think the first 2 drives to go 21-7. Felt real good after that, and then once our defense got a couple turnovers, but anytime we had a short field, we didn't score touchdowns, and that's why it should have been a lot worse than it was. Still real happy with the guys. That's a really good team we played. Proud of how all 3 phases played, but anytime you get the ball that much in the red zone, and I think only have 1 touchdown to show for it, it was disappointing.
Your secondaries play?
I got to always watch with the film. I think they did good enough to win, that was for sure. I think, when Mooney came out, they came in and launched a couple. That was way too fast of a score. We got to do a better job making that play. It was both Sammy and Gipp. They both seemed there and had a chance to make the play, but they didn't come down with it. But on the keeper that they had in the first half, Huff was right there for the sack. D'Amico had a good call. They ran a bootleg right into a blitz, and Huff just missed him, and they gave a huge explosive there. They got him for a touchdown. So overall, I was pretty happy.
the next couple of days look like? Will you guys be off entirely tomorrow and then have a normal run?
Yeah, we're off totally tomorrow, which is awesome. It's great for most of the NFL, except for the guys who got to play tomorrow. But to have an 8-day weekend for tomorrow to be Christmas is great. Just a day that you don't feel like you're getting behind. It's rare you get to reflect in this league. We got to do it last week with the Thursday night game, and we get to do it tomorrow and tonight with our families. Also, knowing you're in the playoffs makes it a little bit more fun, but it'll be nice to have a normal week after. Once tomorrow's over, Monday will be a true Monday. We'll bring everyone in. Tuesday will be the players' day off, and we'll begin right up there at Wednesday, and hopefully we'll find a way to most likely to win these and hopefully find a way to get the 2 seed.
How did Javon Kinlaw fare?
Seemed like he did well. We were trying to play him 10 to 15 plays. I think on that last drive, I asked where he was at because he went in there, but he was only at 13 at the time. So I think he got his 2 more and came out. And he came up to me on the sidelines asking if he could play more. He said he feels good, and I said it's not about how you feel today. It's we want you to play more next week and the following week. So it seemed like a success for his first day back.
You mentioned wanting the 2 seed. How important was that emphasis this week? And what did you make of the way your team responded, knowing that human nature might indicate they might have a letdown this week?
I didn't talk to him much about the seeds. I just talked to him about how I believe that you can't turn football on and off. And yeah, we'll be smart and make any decision that we think smart for our organization. But we're in this position because of who we are, and let's not change who we are because we're already in the playoffs. You have to play football the right way. You have to practice the right way, and you want to do that every single week. And we went over a lot of Seattle stuff where the game seemed well, but it came down to 1 score, and it was because we did make a number of mistakes. And I think we still can get a lot better. And the only way you get better is by practicing and playing. And the goal today was to go out there and get a win, but also it's always an opportunity to make your team stronger. And regardless of what happens, I think we did make it stronger. And if we can continue doing that, I think we'll be a better team in the playoffs.
Purdy's pick obviously wasn't his fault, but the first half was kind of his only sustained stretch where he didn't do much, didn't have any big plays. How did he handle that, or was there any difference in how he?
I didn't notice. We only had 20 plays in the first half. I think we had 9 passes. And I think we had one, I don't know what it was, but there was like one 12-play drive. So it seemed like we had one drive where we really played, and then the next few drives, I think we threw a pick on the first play that, when Juwan missed that one, and everything else was quick. So it was kind of just more frustrating when we want to get out there and get going. That's what we talked about at halftime, and that's why I was glad the guys were able to do that in the first drive, second drive of the third quarter. All right, guys, thanks. Merry Christmas.